Marissa Wilkes had filmed countless crumbling places, abandoned hospitals, churches sealed with graffiti, ghost towns eaten by dust. But the Hollow Creek factory was different. This one felt patient. It waited. She'd first heard about it from an online forum for urban explorers. A photo had caught her attention. An enormous smokestack framed against the orange haze of sunset, tagged with the caption, "Still burns some nights." The comment section was full of local legends, whispers about what they used to incinerate, about workers who'd gone missing after the factory closed down. It was the perfect story for her channel. A forgotten relic, a creepy rural setting, and just enough rumor to make people doubt. Her subscribers loved that mix. The road out to the factory was one of those narrow rural highways where the trees leaned close enough to scrape the paint from your car. Her GPS gave up miles before she got there. The only sound was the low drone of the engine and the hum of electrical lines draped across the trees overhead. She noticed the smell first, a faint, acrid tang of burnt rubber. Then, just before the tree line broke, a shape resolved, a chain-link fence with its gate twisted open, leaning like it had given up decades ago. Beyond it sprawled the factory complex, its concrete silos rising from the dead weeds like half-buried tombstones. Marissa parked her Jeep, grabbed her camera, and started recording. She had only just started her establishing shots when she saw movement through the lens, something flickering near the tree line to the left. Thinking it could be a squatter, or better yet, local color for her video, she followed the trail around back. That's when she saw the shack. It looked unstable, cobbled together from scrap metal and old boards. Smoke coiled from a rusted chimney pipe. A man sat on the porch, his silhouette motionless in the dying light. "Evening," she called, hand half raising in a wave. He didn't respond right away. His eyes caught the light strangely, as if they reflected more than they received. Finally, his voice came, dry and deliberate. "You shouldn't be here." "I'm just taking some footage," she said. "Urban exploration." His expression didn't change. That's what the last one said. "Took pictures, didn't leave." Marissa forced a nervous laugh. "Well, I'll try to be faster." The man lifted his hand, pointing toward the factory yard. "Don't go near the furnace. It remembers heat." She tried to ask what he meant, but the man turned away, retreating into the dark interior of the shack, the door closing with a groan. When she peeked through the window, she saw wall after wall of newspaper clippings, accidents, missing workers, and a headline that stopped her breath. "Hollow Creek Factory Inferno. 6 dead, 1 unrecovered." The factory's interior was worse than she expected. Metal catwalks hanging by a single bolt, broken glass crunching beneath every step. Graffiti scrawled across the walls in a language half lost to time. And underneath it all, that smell. Burnt oil and something else. Thicker, meatier. Marissa tried to distract herself by speaking to the camera, narrating the history she had researched, but her voice sounded too small, swallowed by the enormous empty spaces. When she reached the furnace room, her flashlight flickered. She knocked the casing, cursed softly, then froze because the incinerator drum glowed faintly red. She approached, camera rolling. The heat was too real to be a trick of reflection. Gently, she touched the metal rim and yanked her hand back, hissing. It was warm. She turned the camera toward her face, whispering into the mic. "It's still hot, after all these years." The lights overhead crackled. A faint, rhythmic thudding began, metal on metal, like someone shoveling coal. "Hello," she called. "Is someone here?" No answer. The noise stopped. When she looked back at her camera's tiny screen, something flickered in the reflection. A man standing right behind her. She spun around. Nothing. Only the vast red mouth of the furnace and the whisper of air moving through broken vents. Her breathing quickened. She backed away, whispering to herself, "It's just pareidolia, just light in tricks." Time seemed uncertain. Each second hummed too loud. The footage she reviewed didn't match her memory. Her past frames flickered, distorting, shadows moving independently of her. The furnace glow brightened to a full-blooded red. She dropped the camera, trembling. The incinerator's door sighed open like a mouth unsealing. Inside, her camera footage began to play out of thin air. Her earlier recordings projected across the smoke as if the furnace itself remembered. There she was, arriving smiling, exploring, and then, on the tape, turning toward the lens with a look that wasn't her own. The woman on the recording whispered, "Now it's your turn." Something seized her shoulder. Heat surged through her body as the air thickened with the scent of burning flesh. She tried to scream, but only ash poured from her mouth. The furnace door slammed shut. A week later, hikers found her jeep near the old road. No one claimed it. Inside was a melted camera, warped almost beyond recognition. Yet somehow, the last file survived. Investigators said it contained only static, except for a few seconds of clear audio. A woman's voice whispering behind the crackle. "Still burns, some nights."